Well, for more on this, let's speak to Richard Pater of the Britain-Israel Communications and Research Centre in Jerusalem. Thanks for joining us here on BBC News. On paper, stitching together this coalition looked almost like mission impossible. Can it last?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Can it last? We're not there yet, as your report correctly pointed out. It still has to pass a crucial vote in the Knesset in the next days ahead. So that's kind of the first hurdle it needs to overcome. And after that, one can only hope that the effort of goodwill and the tone of debate amongst the partners seems to be very positive and encouraging. But of course, this is Israeli politics, so we should be careful to say exactly how long it will last.
Yeah, I mean, the spectrum goes from the left right to the far right as well. Who has got the most out of this in terms of right-left split, in terms of posts?
It was that it didn't last too long last year, but a parity government between the blocks of the left and the right. I think everyone has something out of it. I mean, that's the nature of this political horse trading, that Yair Lapid comes out of this very well, especially that he's put his ego aside to serve as second in the Prime Minister rotation agreement. He'll serve as Foreign Minister. And then kind of with a broad range of parties, the party leaders are expected to take up the senior portfolios alongside him to create that balancing effect.
What about key issues like settlement expansion, for example? Because Ra'am, the United Arab List Party, is on board. How much sway will they have?
So I don't think this government is going to kind of launch. First of all, it's not going to annex Palestinian territory, but it's unlikely also to launch a fully thought out peace process either. It's probably going to avoid controversial and ideological issues because of the broad range of parties represented, and far more focus on civil society consensus issues, rebuilding the economy after the coronavirus pandemic, investing in infrastructure, in health and education. This will be where they prioritise and focus their attention.
You mentioned at the outset that there's nothing quite so complicated as Israeli politics, as we've known, of course, over the past few years. And in terms of slowing this down or obstructing this, Benjamin Netanyahu could do that, could he? Because the acting Speaker of the Knesset is a member of Likud. So just paint a scenario which might just slow this process down.
So there are two scenarios that can be slowed down or kind of end this project. There will be enormous pressure on the backbench right-wing members of Knesset to be peeled away to not join this government. It's already happened in the fact that if they don't quite have the absolute majority, then it's going to take a bit longer to replace the Speaker of the House, which in turn is kind of responsible for the legislative process and can delay matters. So we'll see that intense pressure on those right-wing members over the next few days. But obviously, the hope within the government and the signatories yet last night will be that they can hold true and deliver this government.
OK, great. Thank you very much indeed, Richard Pater. Thanks for coming on.